So I wonder what new release this Vegeta is funding. I guess they probably distribute the profits from these budget releases evenly amongst all new upcoming projects, but I gotta say, as far as your entry level, lower price point figures go, this is a pretty good one. I mean, it's not Ultimate Gohan good, but it's pretty high up there. And if we're talking just head sculpts alone, I'm grouping this one in with Vegeta 24,000 and Super Saiyan 4. Yes, I like them so much that I don't even mind the older 2.0 body. That much. So let's see what Vegeta, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Unwavering Saiyan Pride has to offer. Yep, that's 3 Saiyans in that one title. Who comes up with these names anyway? Alright guys, grab yourself a nacho hat.
Nacho, nacho man. I want to be a nacho man.
Sit back and enjoy, because we're in for a long one. Head swaps and all, let's do this. Alright, so let's jump right into the main event, what everyone wants to see, the only difference that separates this 2.0 Vegeta from every other 2.0 Vegeta, and the only reason why I'm double dipping this time. The new Super Saiyan Blue head sculpts are based on Vegeta's look in the Tournament of Power. These little beauties are completely different to the previous Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta we got from the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, or the more recent 15th anniversary version, which is essentially the same thing. It's a brand new sculpt of hair, sharper, more angular, with more visible lines in the strands. The faces also look sharper as well, the jawline is more pronounced, and the shape of the eyes match that more angular look. Superhero Broly Vegeta was a little softer in the facial features and looks pretty similar to Shintani's concept drawings, which makes sense since that's what he's based on, whereas the newer version reminds me of a couple of really well animated episodes from the Tournament of Power arc. If the head sculpts were ever based on any kind of artwork, I'm pretty sure this would have been a reference. Anyway, the blues are also different, with the newer version being more on the teal side. It's a glossy blue, which I think suits the Super Saiyan blue form. I've always preferred or pictured in my mind that your normal Super Saiyan or full power Super Saiyan was matte, but everything after that was, I guess, glossy. Not really sure how that works, just my own headcanon. Other than that, there really isn't anything we haven't seen before. This is basically your 2.0 Super Saiyan Vegeta body, all the way back from 2016, and I want to say, as much as I'd like Tamashii to retire this body, more so on the lower half, it does work. It's that bulkier build for Vegeta. He's got those bigger, rounder shoulders, and for today's standards, the articulation is pretty standard, I guess. The color palette is also different from every other Vegeta that we've gotten from this mold. We get a lighter, brighter blue to match the new head sculpts, and I guess you could say the same for the mustard yellows as well, although it's probably too close to tell. Everything works the same as before, and even after 8 years of using this mold, the plastic quality, on my copies anyway, so far have been pretty solid. For me, I think it even feels better than last year's Super Saiyan Vegeta. Just something about the joints feel a little bit smoother on mine, so I guess in terms of problems with QC, Vegeta's all in the clear. Alright, so let's take a look at the articulation, and no surprises here. This is basically your Saiyan Armored 2.0 Vegeta that we've all come to know and love. So yeah, the only really issue that I have are the ankles. They don't get the best range with the ankle tilt, but other than that, yeah, it's a pretty solid figure. It's got a great ab crunch. The arms get a good range. I do wish the butterfly joints got a little bit more range going forward. That's something to aspire to, but it's definitely not bad. So starting off with the head, Vegeta does look up pretty well, looks down pretty good as well. You do have a slight left and right tilt, although he's not holding that pose for me at the moment, but it is there. And left and right swivel there as well. The shoulders do go up about 90 degrees. Again, butterfly joints do work. They come in about this much. You have 360 rotation there at the shoulders. Bicep swivel great double elbows. And of course your swivel and hinges at the wrist. One of the best bits of articulation for this body is the ab crunch. So you can extend the upper half up. You do get a gap there, but when you crunch him forward, that is so much better, or probably the best ab crunch of any Vegeta figure. If I can get that to focus. Sorry, guys. And no gap there at the back. Even better. So yeah, it gets really good range, much better than the 24,000. So I'm not really sure why they took a step back there with this mold, but great ab setup there. You do get side to side. There is a bit of rotation there if you want to use it at the upper waist, but you do get a swivel at the lower waist as well, which is great. Vegeta does kick up past 90. Very good. And he does get the full 180 there, going backward and forward as well. Not completely 180, but it is a pretty good left and right spread. We get double knees. The feet do go up really well. Not too bad going down as well. That's actually pretty good. There is a toe hinge, a little bit tight. And some pretty dismal ankle tilt, unfortunately. These are double ball pegs, not the best setup. I mean, I would be happy if they just improved the ankles. If nothing else, if you kept everything the same and gave us new ankles, I would be the bee's knees. But unfortunately, alas, we are stuck with these sucky ankles. But everything else, like I said, is fantastic. And it feels really good. I mean, even after, you know, 8 years of this body being used, it still feels really good. And you can definitely get a lot of great dynamic poses out of it. And now for everybody's favorite part of the show, head swaps! Alright guys, so it is that time of the video, or that section of the video, my favorite section of the video. Let's have a look at some head swaps. And yeah, I like the color of this body, and it really reminds me of the original Super Saiyan color palette that they used for that 1.0 body. So I guess, yeah, let's start off with that, I guess, because it's probably the most similar in terms of color variation, and I think it might actually work pretty good if you would like a, I guess, a slimmer body than the 2.0 buffer body here. So let's put that to the side. And just a side note, all of the all of the 2.0 bodies do share the same ball peg, so this head should fit on all of these bodies except for the 1.0 bodies, which I have here. The first Super Saiyan Blue, the Whis suit Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, and the original Super Saiyan Vegeta that I have in front of me right now. So it's not going to fit, so we're going to grab a little bit of blue tack here. Pop a little bit there on the ball joint, and yeah, there we go. Pretty good, I think. I actually like that. I mean, I think in this version of Vegeta, he is supposed to be a little bit buffer, but if you do want that kind of, you know, slimmed down, more, I guess, manga version of Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, then I think this works pretty good as well. And this is going to work with your premium colors Super Saiyan Vegeta as well, if you have that version. And I think most people have that version compared to this version. This one is a little bit more, I guess, rare. So I like that. That works. Pretty cool. Alright, next up, let's leave that blue tack on. We're going to go with the Whis. And I think many people have this one as well. For me, the head sculpt was just okay. I think it works better for a normal Super Saiyan version of Vegeta, but I like the way that this looks. So again, if you want to swap out the bodies and give him the you know, the Whis suit look, which I've always enjoyed. I think Vegeta looks good in black. I think that works pretty good as well. Cool. Alright, moving it along. Let's go left to right. Let's grab that blue tack out of his head. And this is Majin Vegeta from the event exclusive. I don't remember which year this came out, but it is the event exclusive version, not the original version. And again, it should fit. Should pop in. Might. There we go. Nice click. And yeah, I think that works pretty good as well. I think the slightly shorter hair works for this kind of body, and it does kind of proportionally make Vegeta look a little bit shorter, which I like. So Majin Vegeta body. I think it might look a little bit better on the Superhero Broly, sorry, Superhero 2.0 body, but we'll get to that a little bit later. So this is the latest Vegeta 29,000, not 29,000, 24,000. And if you like your more classic looking Saiyan armors, this looks okay. The head for this body actually is slightly bigger, so that's why the head does look a little bit small on this body. But yeah, just to give you guys an idea what it looks like for Vegeta if he had shoulder pads. It's not a bad look. I've always liked the classic Saiyan armor shoulder pads, but some prefer, I guess, the cleaner look. Now this body is your re-release Super Saiyan that we got, Super Saiyan Vegeta that we got, I think last year it was. It's been reissued a couple of times now, so probably still available at most of your retailers. But yeah, I think the blue, like the shade of blue for this hair, doesn't look as good, unfortunately. But yeah, if you do prefer the darker shade, I guess a more navy shade of blue on this body, proportionally, it does work. Alright, next up we have Scouter Vegeta. And I've always really liked this body. Still looking for the 1.0 version. And definitely one of my grails. But I'll definitely do a review as soon as I find one for a decent price. There we go. There we go, that nice pop. So yeah, again, a classic looking Saiyan armor, and this one looks a little bit better because the body is a little bit, I guess, slimmer. It doesn't have the huge chest like 24,000 does. I do prefer the height on 24,000, but the 2.0 Scatter Vegeta body does look really good as well. I think this body works best, obviously, for, you know, a normal powered down Vegeta head, but I think it would also look really good, and I've seen it many times with a Super Saiyan head. So yeah, probably, you know, one of my favorite combinations, using a Super Saiyan head and this body. Alright, again, I am going to paint my second copy of this black, and yeah, I think it'll look really good paired up with this body once that's done. Alright, next up we have the superhero Vegeta, and I think this will work really well because obviously, you know, Vegeta does achieve this form during this time. Where's that click? Hold on. It might make it a little bit easier if I took off the face plate. There we go. Yep, that looks good as well. Again, the waist isn't as tapered like on Margin Vegeta, so I do like the way this looks. Very cool. Alright, last up we do have the Dragon Ball Super Broly body, which I do like the color palette for this body, the darker blues, the grays on the actual armor, but I was never really a fan of the head sculpt. Again, it is similar to Shintani's artwork, so you know I can't fault it for being accurate, but I do much prefer this head sculpt. Let's bring in the original body once again. But yeah, there we go, guys. Head swaps, again, if you've got a couple of Vegetas lying around, yeah, have some fun with it. Show me some pictures on Instagram, and yeah, remember to tag me. So it's just your standard stuff for Vegeta here, no surprises, but he comes packed in with 2 fists for punching, 2 flat out open palm hands for all your Ki Barrage blasts, a couple of Vegeta fighting pose hands, and a set of Gallic Gun or Final Flash hands. Big Bang Attack, Final Flash, Gallic Gun. Let me know which is your favorite, preferred, iconic Vegeta attack. Last but not least, where would any Vegeta release be without his signature crossed arms? I know this is probably not the most exciting release in the year, especially when you compare him to bangers like Full Power Frieza or King Cold, but I really like this release, and you just can't go wrong with a budget entry-level release like this. I've paid more for third-party head sculpt sets alone, so for 30 to 35 bucks, this is a really good deal, especially since you're getting a body as well. Like everyone else, I'm still waiting for that proper 3.0 base form Super Saiyan Vegeta with new ankles and better butterfly joint range. But this isn't bad. I just wish Tamashii could have thrown in a base form head in with this release. It doesn't even need to be a new sculpt. The one that we get, I think, works just fine, just repaint it black, which is essentially what I'm going to do with my second copy, but I love what they've done here. I just want it in different colors. If we can get accessory packs for an even older Goku body, who's to say that we can't get some for Vegeta? At least that's what I'm hoping for. So I mean, yeah, go out and grab yourself 1 or 2 or even 3 of these little babies. It's probably the best looking Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta out there, and think of all the awesome new stuff Tamashii can make for us with the money. Alright guys, thank you for sticking around to the end of this one. I know it was a long video with the head swaps and all, but I really like doing them. It's a lot of fun. There's still a ton of reviews to come, including Full Power Frieza, Romance Dawn Nami, which I said I would never be getting, but I caved like a little bit, Saito Hajime from Rurouni Kenshin, and a couple of Mafex figures as well. So stick around, or better yet, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Likes and comments are always appreciated, and I'll see you all real soon. Keep doing them push-ups, and as always,
よろしく